Spicy.
You can even kind of see him right now. You see exactly where my nips are. All right, what's up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? Welcome to Unearthly Duo. Today our main course is Venom. Before we get into that, Nick, what have you been into this week?
I started making a murder.
Oh, yeah, because we're going to cover Making a Murderer on here whenever that comes out. A couple weeks, I think.
19th October.
Gotcha.
When I hit play, it said, hey, season 2's coming. So I watched like the first episode, basically. Almost done with it.
Think you did it?
I don't think you did it. I mean, that's my take.
Well, I got a feeling your feelings aren't going to change throughout the series.
I know I'm behind about 2 years.
Do you think they resolve it since there's a season 2 coming out?
See, is season 2 about him?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was a different person.
No, it's continuing the story.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Now I don't even want to watch it. Everybody talked about it, and they're like, oh, you got to watch this. And I was like, all right, whatever. But you know how sometimes when people...
Yeah, they say it too much and you don't want to watch it.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened with this.
Yeah.
So...
I get that.
Then I hit play. The first episode's an hour and 5 minutes. And I was like,
if Loop, I'm honestly surprised because I watched it a couple years ago. Like, I watched it when it came out.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that I intentionally watched it without anybody telling me I wanted to. But I really enjoyed it. And like I told you a couple days ago, like I watched that and then I loved it. And you're like, well, if you like that, you should watch The Jinx.
Yeah.
Because you watched The Jinx instead of that. Like you watched that first because it kind of makes sense, HBO, and you're more into that. But so that's what got me into like those type of kind of documentaries.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy that stuff, but I'm not one of those people that love them.
Yeah, I if it's really good, I like it, but I won't watch any of them.
Yeah,
like I gave up through that one where people on death row. I watched 2 episodes of that, then I was like, okay, well I get it.
Oh, is that the I'm a Killer?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, that's I have no interest in that. So
yeah, it was interesting to me.
Mom probably watched it in a fucking day.
No, yeah, she finished it. Yeah.
I figured.
But so what
you know she's plotting to kill us.
No, yeah, I know that she watches literally. If it has to do with, hey, you might get away with murder this way, she's seen it.
She's taking notes.
It wouldn't surprise you. It's in the same folder as her passwords too.
No.
I'm confused.
I'm making a pond for the tortoises. I'm not building a grave.
I watched on Netflix. There's a movie which I can't think of the actor's name, which I feel like a dickhead. Bernard from Westworld, Jeffrey Wright. It's him, and it's like a horror thriller movie. It's very weird. It's called Hold On to the Dark, I believe.
Oh yeah.
And it's pretty long. It's like 2.5 hours, 2 hours, 45 minutes. But it's about this lady. It's opening of the movie. Her son's outside playing in the snow, and wolves go and grab him.
I hate it when
and
that
just
happens.
take him away. So then she calls Jeffrey Wright to come in because he wrote a story about he took down wolves and tracked him and all this stuff. And, he's he read a lot of books about it and all that.
He's like a wolf whisperer.
Kinda, yeah. So she calls him to her house and they talk about what happened and all that. And then he's sleeping on her couch and she wakes up in the middle of the night.
He spent the night.
Yeah, because in the morning he's gonna go track and find her son and kill the wolf that took it. So he's sleeping on the couch, and she walks out naked, puts on this little wolf mask thing, and just lays on the couch with him, and then takes his hand while they're sleeping and just has him start choking her.
See, I would have turned it off.
And then Bernard's like, yeah, no, we're not doing that. But he let her stay sleeping next to him naked.
You just call him Bernard?
Yeah, so I'm going to get confused. Bernard in Westworld, if you don't know. And
You're so
I'm paranoid.
Yeah.
And so the next morning he goes out and does stuff, and then eventually it leads to you find out that what's his name? Guy from True Blood, I told you is in it.
Eric
from True Blood.
So Eric and Bernard.
Alexander Skarsgård.
Yeah.
He's in. It's actually pretty cool. He's in one of those trucks has a giant machine guns. He's like da, 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 and he takes down a bunch of dudes.
How's that go again?
Da, 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 da. But then he walks in and this girl. You'll figure out these get connected eventually.
I'm not gonna watch this. It already sounds stupid.
No, I know you won't watch it. But I'm saying it'll sound. He walks in on a girl getting raped, where he's at, in the military, and he just fucking stabs the guy and gets him. And as he's walking away, he gets sniped and shot in the throat. And then they go and fix him, and they tell him, "Oh, by the way, your son's dead back at home." So then he goes home.
What the fuck is happening right now?
Meanwhile, Bernard's out trying to find the wolves, and he falls down a hill and he sees the wolves, and then he runs back home, and he gets to this little shed area, and there's an ice chest. He opens it up, and there's the little boy dead there. He's like, "Oh fuck, the mom did it." So then he goes to the house, and the mom packed her bags and left. And then things go on here and there, and the lady might actually be a wolf, and so might Alexander Skarsgård might be able to shapeshift into wolves.
So they're werewolves?
You don't. It's never really confirmed.
Or denied?
But at one point in the movie, Alexander Skarsgård kills 4 cops. kidnaps his dead son, puts him in a chest, buries him in the snow, and then at the end of the movie they unbury it and walk away. I don't know, but it's pretty interesting.
Unbury it or dig him up?
Unbury is the term I'm using,
Okay.
but it sounds weird the way I'm describing it, but it's actually pretty cool. There was like a
No, it sounds fucking
There's like
insane.
a 10-minute scene where the guy is he from Pacific or is he from Band of Brothers that you saw in there?
Pacific.
Pacific, yeah, that's what I thought.
There's
There's a scene. Him and the cops go to one of Alexander Skarsgård's friend's house, and they're like, "Hey, tell us where he's at. Like, he's gonna hurt a lot of people." And the guy's like, "I'm not leaving here. Just think about the call your wife's gonna get later tonight." And they're like, "What?" And then like meanwhile, like the people watching the movie see like he was like nailing in like a giant ass machine gun up like in his attic. Kicks open the doors and just starts mowing down the cops, and also so it's like a 10-minute scene of them trying to take him down.
Oh, right.
So it's pretty cool. There's a lot of scenes like that. At one point, a guy gets a bow and arrow shot through his throat, like out in the snow.
Oh, right.
But it's a pretty cool movie. But so I watched that. That was like last weekend or something. Like right after we did this podcast, I watched it.
Yeah, I remember you guys sitting down and watching it. I was like, hey, there's a guy from Pacific.
And then I've been
Iron Man 3.
I forgot. Yeah, he is in that. He's in. I've been watching a lot of Doctor Who now too. Rewatching it. Because it starts this Sunday, and I'm trying to, because I'm not too excited for it this Sunday, because I don't know.
Sounds like you're excited.
Not specifically because it's a girl doctor, just because I didn't like the other guy's show that's making it, and the decisions that they seem to make, like they're getting rid of his TARDIS, it seems like, and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
It seems kind of dumb. But I want to watch a bunch of it to get myself excited, and then watch it this Sunday. And I was thinking about, if anybody cares and likes Doctor Who, I was thinking about live tweeting the episode, just for the fun of it, like tweeting while it's on my thoughts, like, this is stupid so far.
Kind of like Hess did with Game of Thrones?
Yeah, except I won't be tweeting, like, I fucking hate Tyrion. I'll be tweeting, like, this is cool, or it's not, or I like this part, or this part's dumb, whatever, but it's really all that I've been into. You want to talk about the Harley Quinn trailer?
Yeah, that was kind of interesting.
I didn't expect, what's weird is that's not coming out till, like, I think the end of 2019 either. So you got a while for that to come out.
Oh, like next year?
Yeah, they put out a schedule, and I'm pretty sure it's at like the very end of the
I
schedule
thought it said
next year.
December. Did I make that up?
I think it's December next year.
Oh.
It might be this year, and maybe I misread the thing, but I'm pretty sure it's like next year.
Oh, yeah. Why would they put?
Because they just cast it's Haley Kukyo. I think I'm saying her last name right. It's her as Harley Quinn.
Yeah, and you can't tell. She sounds like.
Yeah, she sounds really good.
Yeah.
But it seems really cool. Like they're like, it's like almost she's Deadpool-y. Like she's like breaking the fourth wall, talking to the camera.
Yeah.
They did a dig at DC. Like, I thought this was supposed to be dark, and she's like, and then the Poison Ivy the whole time is like, everyone's gonna hate this.
Yeah.
I like the dig too at Deadpool. Like unlike that Deadpool cartoon, this is actually gonna come out.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's pretty funny. That's really it. It was just a little teaser showing you like, hey, this is a show and it'll happen.
Yeah, I was like, I'd watch that.
Yeah, because
It was
it'll be like probably like a 30-minute cartoon every Friday or whenever they released on DC Universe.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was cool. I didn't expect it to be like that. I expected it because usually their animated shows are like set to kids, and I know they said this is supposed to be more adult, but usually when they say that, it's like, oh, it's PG-13 or whatever.
Right.
But
Yeah,
it was neat.
I didn't really have any expectations, so when you sent it to me, I was like, whatever, and I watched it. I was like, oh yeah, I'll give it a chance.
Yeah, it seems cool.
Yeah.
And then also in DC news, I guess there's an Aquaman trailer that came out today.
That was really cool.
Yeah, the first trailer, I didn't really like that much. Like it was cool, but like
This one looked more like Indiana Jones.
Didn't
than
do much for me.
Aquafina.
That should be the girl Aquaman name, Aquafina.
Looked more like Indiana Jones than Aquaman.
I can see that. It was cool though. My favorite part of the trailer, which I hope there's a lot of these in the movie, is that like one shot where I don't know her name, but the girl with him running through the roofs, and she's being chased by Black Manta, and he's like pummeling through the walls, and then it pans back, and you see Jason Momoa next to the bell, and then he gets a laser back at him. Like,
yeah, no,
that was really cool.
That was really cool.
And it seemed funny. Like
my favorite part was when he said, "Oh, I could have just pissed on that."
Yeah, I like that too. It seems funny. It seems definitely in a way different direction than like Justice League and Man of Steel and Batman v Superman and all that.
Which is good because that was kind of the way his character was.
Yeah, he was
League.
different than the other ones. Yeah. I really liked how he looked too in his like normal armor in the end.
Yeah,
like the green and orange. That looked cool.
No, I was like, I watched that. I was like, oh, that actually looks pretty good.
Yeah, like I said, the first trailer. It seemed like the first trailer was just kind of like, oh, look, this is the world. This is Atlantis and all that. This one reminded me kind of like this is gonna be like the Black Panther-y kind of DC movie because it's like he's got his own little hidden like land.
Yeah.
And so does Wonder Woman, though. That kind of reminded me of it too.
Yeah.
But like its own little place, it's like so different than everywhere else, and like it seems really neat.
But I like the fact that he's hanging out on, I almost said Earth, but like
On land too.
Yeah,
I like that too.
That's where he's
That's
from.
not the whole movie is not just underwater.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
But I am really looking forward to it.
I was actually a little worried about that because I mean,
Like it being all underwater.
yeah.
Yeah. I wonder how. I think it's funny too. Like they've said, like everyone's like, oh, how are they gonna talk underwater? And James Wan's like, well, they're just gonna talk.
Yeah.
Like, why do something weird with it? We'll just have them talk.
Yeah.
But yeah, I actually really like the trailer. It's funny. It's like a 5-minute. Like it's almost like watching just like a long scene out of the movie with little trailer bits in between.
It was a long trailer.
Yeah, but I thought that was pretty cool, and I'm really excited for it now. So you want to get into Venom?
Sure.
What? So for people that haven't seen the movie, we're gonna do spoiler free first,
Okay.
and I'll timestamp it in the description if you want to skip spoiler free. Just so you know, if we talk about like we're gonna do advice at the end, so you can go to that at the end if you want to skip straight to that if you haven't seen Venom. But I'm assuming you have a stupid fucking story that if you haven't seen Venom, you can stick around for because this has nothing to do with Venom. It just has to do with Nick being a dickhead.
How am I a dickhead?
Gee, I don't know. Maybe because you made fun of me the whole ride home because of something I did.
Excuse me?
Just go on and see what you
Okay,
want
so
to
we're
say.
walking out. We stayed for every goddamn credit. We were even reading the fucking...
Made up ones that look like some dude just typing on the fucking
Yeah.
keyboard randomly.
I was like, this better be a fucking good after the credit scene. We're walking out, and the guy that works at AMC is like, have a good night, guys. And what did you say?
Instantly, I goes, have a good night, guys. I go, good night. And then as I'm walking out, I'm like, oh, no, Nick. No, I hope he didn't hear that. I hope he didn't hear that. And then we walk out, and he goes, what, are you going to fucking tuck him in the bed? Like, you going to bed after this? And I was like, no, I didn't. He said, have a good night. And my instinct was, oh, good night.
Good night.
I think the guy took it as like, oh, yeah, have a good night, too.
I don't. I think he thought you were a fucking weirdo.
I don't think it's that. Comment down below if you think I feel like that. I felt almost no, because I did feel ashamed of saying it after I said it.
You were embarrassed. You told me not to bring it up on here.
Yeah.
And then when we were going, then what did you say in the restroom? You said something.
Oh, we got 2 free comics where you buy a ticket, you get a comic there.
Oh.
They used to do posters, and I'm washing my hands. I only held my wiener with one hand when I peed, so I didn't get the comics all wet with urine. So then I go and wash my hands, and I'm still holding the comics.
Oh, that's right. And the little
and
boy.
this little boy walks up to me and goes, "What's that?" And I go, "Oh, it's a comic you get for watching the movie." And I'm still washing my hands, and I try, and he goes, "Oh!" And then I walked out, and then I talked to you, and I was like, "This kid asked me, like, clearly it's a comic book. Like, what the fuck?" You go, "Why didn't you give him one?" And I was like, "Oh, I could have gave the kid one."
Yeah, like so. Instead, you were like, "Yeah, this is a comic that you don't have that I have 2 of. Have a nice day,
Yeah,
you little boy."
I didn't mean it like that, but yeah, he's
Good night.
I mean, it's not like I'm obligated to give a random kid a book.
No, but you actually bitched that you had to because I kept giving you mine, and you go, "I don't want this." The entire time. And I said, "I don't want it either, so either take it or leave it. I don't care."
Yeah.
You brought it home and then didn't give it to some little kid, made him cry in the bathroom.
He didn't cry.
He wanted to.
You didn't even see the kid. He was like probably, I don't know, 10 years old.
The dude at AMC probably cried too because he thought you were hitting on him.
I wasn't hitting on him. I was just saying goodnight.
Good night.
He's going to remember. He's going to go to bed and go, oh, this kid told me goodnight. That's weird, but okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's like when you say something that, like at work or something. We used to have to say, "Hey, welcome to Walgreens," and then people would be like, "Oh, you too." Fuck, you don't even listen to me. Fuck off.
I used to do that by accident. I like if someone's like, "Oh, enjoy a movie," or like, "Oh, you too." Never mind.
Yeah.
Because it's just instinct to be polite.
You ever be like Coldplay?
It's not a band.
Oh, I thought you were.
I'm not walking place going Beatles.
That's what you said. You too.
So let's get into Venom. Spoiler free. What was the story of Venom?
The story of Venom.
Yeah. What's the plot?
Dude gets thing in him. How's that?
Yeah, I put that on a poster. Venom. Dude gets thing in him.
Loser guy gets a loser guy in him.
Yeah.
I tell you what. So spoiler free. It took a little while to get going.
Yeah. I noticed. I actually wrote that on my Twitter and my Instagram. If you want to go follow me, you could see. Every time I watch a movie, I take a picture and put it on there.
Nobody wants to follow you.
Probably not. But it was actually the first 30 minutes because I looked at my phone. It took 30 minutes for him to get the symbiote inside him. The first 30 minutes is very, very weird pacing.
It's slow and
It's slow, but then there's bits of it that are super fast in the first 30 minutes.
they're like, hey, here's Tom Hardy. We know you already like him, so this here's his whole situation in like 20 minutes.
Yeah, and then it skips 6 months, and then that's when it gets slow.
And then it's just like, yeah, and then like
Which it did open cool though. The opening is the Riz Ahmed's spaceship coming back to Earth, and it crashes and all that, and like you see the symbiotes in there, and it goes to that lady in the bus and all that.
That
was
like,
okay. That's like
yeah.
a 5-10 minute scene. It was neat because like I didn't expect it to start in space because like they're changing Venom stuff. I thought it'd just be different. But yeah, so did that. But yeah, it was very weird that like they show you his whole thing, and then they skip 6 months, and then they're like kind of taking their time, which I get. But it was weirdly paced.
Part of it was like, oh my god, are they waiting to show us what he looks like? Like, is this Jaws? Like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then, but then once shit started happening,
once he breaks into the place with that girl and gets his symbiote, that movie kicks off.
Remember,
right?
I thought we were doing this spoiler free.
But that's basically in the trailer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But a lot of the movie is in the trailer too. So if you've seen the trailer, you kind of already know the main plot of the movie. Like you could be in the theater waiting for things to happen because you've seen the trailer. But yeah, right after that point,
then it was great.
Then I think it's a great movie.
It was a lot of fun after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was funny.
Like it's weird. Like thinking about it, it's like 30 minutes of the movie is slow. That's actually not that bad. But when you're in the theater, it feels like a long time. And then and then I looked and I was like, oh, it's only been 30 minutes. Okay, we're good because that's when it started getting good.
It's not good though if you're looking at your phone to see how much time has passed.
Well, no, I was just wondering how. I was gonna see how long it took for him to get the symbiote in him. So that's what I did, and then it just happened to be that was the good point.
Does that
of the movie.
count the 14,000 trailers we watched?
Yeah, because I looked at my phone when it started.
Oh, okay. I just testing you.
Yeah, because I was curious to see how long they'd wait to do all that.
Yeah. Once it's in him, and once he and it is talking to each other, I love the movie. It was a lot of fun. Is it great? No. Is it really, really good and fun? Mm-hmm. Yes.
It's definitely a movie. If it like I'm looking for something to watch on Netflix or whatever, I will turn that on.
Oh yeah, I would definitely watch it.
I'd turn this on over Thor 2 any day.
Thor 2, yes.
I was a little weirded out not weirded out, but I was a little confused because a lot of the trailers, it's very hard to understand Tom Hardy and Venom, but in the movie, it's completely fine. So I feel like, because you know how they cut audio and stuff for different parts of the movie, I feel like they did that very poorly in the trailers, because a lot of time he's talking, and like he'll always say even his name, like, I rock, like in the trailers, but in the movie, it sounds fine, so I thought that was very weird. There's even like memes online about how weird he's talking in this.
Oh, really?
But like I didn't even have to think about it after he started talking.
I still think Venom should have talked like Bane, but that's a whole nother.
Their whole relationship was really cool and very unique. Like there's nothing like that out there.
Yeah, I was surprised.
Yeah, because I didn't know how they were gonna do it.
Yeah,
and I thought that was pretty cool the way they chose.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty interesting. It was. I don't know a lot about Venom.
I don't either.
Except that he sticks his tongue out in everything that I ever seen it. But
the only Venom I've read isn't even about Eddie Brock. It's like I think it's the second or third guy Venom gets into. His name's like Lee. So like I don't know much about Eddie Brock that much.
The only Venom I know is the thing that took over Tobey Maguire
in that shitty movie.
Yeah, which made me think, oh god. But so I know everyone, they changed it and it's different. So like
really the only difference is it didn't attach to Spider-Man first, and then it didn't take Spider-Man's powers. It just kind of automatically has those. Because like the reason he would like swing around from stuff like that using it was because the Spider-Man webs around. Oh. But then the thing just does it. Like I don't think it was really that necessary. And I feel like now if they did want to add this into the MCU, I think it would fit well. And you wouldn't have to do the origin of them and Spider-Man. Like, you can just kind of have them fight or even be on the same side or whatever.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Because in the comics, too, like, Venom has been parts of the Guardians of the Galaxy. He's been a part of Avengers. Like, he's been a part of teams like that.
Oh, really?
So it wouldn't be that strange to do that.
Yeah, it was enjoyable, too. Like, so not knowing any of it and honestly not caring about his origin or any of that crap, because I just don't care. I going in, I thought Venom was a bad guy, bad guy.
Normally is kind of like Deadpool in a way where it's like he's a bad guy, but then sometimes they're like, oh, he's been bad for so long, let's make him be good now.
But he really wasn't in this one at all.
Yeah, I mean he did eat people, but that was bad guys.
Yeah, he only ate bad guys. So I mean, come on.
But I think it should be time now to go into spoilers.
Okay.
I think I feel like we're getting kind of close there.
Okay.
So if you haven't seen Venom, I suggest go see it. I think it's enjoyable for.
It was fun.
I think it's better than every DC movie except for Wonder Woman.
Yeah, probably.
So I mean, if you've enjoyed, I feel like if you like comic book movies, you'll like this.
It doesn't have a good start, and it might turn some people off because they're like, Jesus Christ, what is going? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but if
I almost felt like you know how like they were trying to get the relationship between him and Michelle Williams.
Mm-hmm.
I felt it almost felt forced in the beginning.
A little bit, yeah.
Like I was thinking to oh, they're trying to be like Deadpool, and
I didn't even think about that, but that's a good call.
that's what they're trying to be like, but they're not.
Mm-hmm.
But then once he has Venom in him, the whole movie was changed and better.
Yeah, I honestly think like this movie is good. I think the sequel of this might be really good because they don't have to do any of that. They can just start off and do whatever they want, and because of spoilers, that I think it'll be a pretty good movie if they could do a sequel.
I thought you just said we're doing spoilers.
Oh yeah, because you were going with that, and that wasn't really a spoiler.
Oh. Okay.
But I do want to say, I looked it up just because I was curious. So the budget for this movie was $100 million. The box office it made $65 million. So at least so far.
Like today?
Yeah, like today, and I guess
it came out today.
Today, and I guess last night. It's already made that much, so it's already doing better.
Oh, today's Friday. Okay.
Yeah, it's already doing better than A Star Is Born, which is like their competitor right now, I guess.
I thought you were gonna say a Star Wars, and then what?
But so yeah, spoilers.
It's not the same kind of movie. That's so stupid.
Yeah, spoilers. What are some spoilers you liked about the movie? We can go straight into the end credit scene. Like where do you want to start?
Well, yeah, end credit scene.
Woody Harrelson's in it, which was amazing. They just said he was voicing a character before, but he's legit in the end credit scene.
He's in the end credit scene, and he's Carnage. Well,
Yeah,
he's not.
He's not, but he will be.
I don't
He's
know.
like, when I get out of this prison, there will be carnage.
The funny, so he totally reminded, except the fact that he had that goofy haircut.
He looked like Carrot Top.
He reminded me of his character from Natural Born Killers, which was a crazy fucking killer.
I wonder if he'll use any of that.
Yeah,
I didn't think about that.
That's the first thing I thought. I was like, oh, he would be awesome. Because I remember when that movie came out, and I was like, oh my god, he's nuts.
Yeah.
That would be really cool. So that I thought that was cool. And he was even in the credits. Like
he's like the 5th credit down or whatever.
Yeah, and I don't know I forget the guy's name, but whatever the guy is that becomes Carnage.
Yeah, it's slipping my mind right now too.
I was a little disappointed by Riz's character.
I can see that. It wasn't that great.
I felt like he could have been more evil or something. I don't know.
He was pretty evil. Like
no, I mean he was evil, but I don't know. It was almost not believable.
Yeah, I don't know. To me, it reminded me a lot of like they were kind of making him like an Elon Musk type character.
Yeah.
Especially I liked it when Eddie Brock's interviewing him, and he's like, "Oh yeah, just like any normal person, you decide to go up into space and investigate that."
Yeah.
But yeah, I do agree. I think he could have been more crazy, but after a while, I was kind of like, whatever. He's just Riz Ahmed.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It was there was a lot of action, a lot of cool action stuff.
Yeah, I really liked when he first gets the venom in him, and he's running through the forest, and they're shooting at him and all that, and he climbs a tree. He's first losing, he trips to the fence. That was pretty cool. When they're back, and I'm assuming the same forest, and Michelle Williams is there with Venom on her, which I feel like is a Easter egg to her being She-Venom, because he even was skinny, it was pretty cool. Very weird makeout scene.
Yes. Yeah.
I did not expect that.
No, and it's almost like Venom had a little crush on her.
Yeah, that was fun. At the end too, they mentioned that it was his idea.
I didn't expect Venom to be funny.
I didn't either. I expected him to just be fucking crazy.
Yeah, and he's like, "Yeah, I apologize to her. You might not even make it." And then he's like, "Aw."
Or what about? So they climb up the building to go leave the evidence at the newspaper that Eddie Brock worked at.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Jump." And then the next scene's him going to the elevator, and Venom's like, "Pussy."
Yeah, that was hilarious.
There was a lot of funny moments of that I didn't expect, and I was also surprised too, at the end of the movie, the theater clapped for the movie.
It did. It did.
It seemed like the first little bit of the movie, like we said before, the first 30 minutes, the theater was kind of quiet, and like every once in a while there's a chuckler, like, oh, cool, but nothing much. And then right as he got Venom, like the whole theater, like, it seemed like the environment changed and people were all into it.
Yeah, because the movie changed.
Yeah.
Like completely.
Yeah.
So it's almost like it makes you wonder, like, what the fuck were they doing in that first part?
Yeah, it is very weird. Like, it seems like there was quite a bit maybe cut out of that first part. Or maybe there was like, maybe there's a longer cut that they wanted. And like, you know what, let's just skip this and we'll cut 6 months and then try to hurry up to him getting Venom.
Maybe. And maybe they knew what they had in the back half was good, so they didn't care about the first half after it was already... Which, I mean, they cared, but maybe someone made them cut it down, and that's what it... You know what I mean?
What did you think about the end fight scene between Venom and, God, I can't think of the name.
The fight scene was okay. It was a little like Transformers to me. Where it's like...
Oh, really? I didn't think that at all.
Like, some of the stuff was going so fast. Now, it got better as it went around, but, like, at first it was like...
That's funny. So I'm looking for the villain's name because it's just completely slipping my mind. And the first article I see is Elon Musk is basically the villain of Venom.
Oh, that's funny.
It's like... It's Riot. That's what it is. God, I couldn't think of that.
Oh. I don't even think I caught that. I mean,
they mentioned it multiple times.
Yeah, they probably said it, but...
I didn't think it was like... I was actually going to say, I thought the end thing was kind of cool because it was like the symbiotes fighting Venom and Carnage, and then like they kept slipping apart, and like all of a sudden it was Eddie Brock.
It was cool when they pulled them apart and stuff, but like at first when they were like both rolling around and stuff, it's like who's what, where, when, how, like...
Oh, really?
But not the whole time, but that's what it reminded me of at first. You know how in the Transformers fight, you're like...
Yeah, I do get that.
Can this just end so I can find out who wins?
I didn't think that. But
I did it first, not the whole time, but at first I did.
I was wondering what was going to... There was actually a couple parts, like after thinking about the movie, that I felt like there was definitely a deleted scene that we didn't get to see of certain things happening. Like when he gets stabbed in the thing, just like... It's almost like it's going to be a sad movie, and then it just like... fixes him when they go up and take down the guy. Like, I feel like there might have been supposed to be more to that. Because it's very weird. They show him, like, they make you think, like, Eddie Brock's dead, even though we all know he's not.
Yeah.
And then just goes up there. Like, it seemed like either that or they just made it last too long. But then also, after they defeat Riot, they land back, and he catches on fire, and hits the water, and then he's like, goodbye, Eddie Brock. And then at the end, he's just in him. Like, we didn't get to see how or anything. Like, it almost seemed like that was kind of pointless to make it seem like they got out of each other.
They were, like, both fake out deaths.
Yeah, but for no reason, and then they were instantly just like disregarded.
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't surprised that Venom actually... I mean, obviously, you know, he wasn't gonna die.
Yeah, like I was just expecting a scene where like he's like in his house doing something, and he's like, "Oh, you think you can get rid of me?" and gets back in him or something.
Was that your Venom voice?
Yeah, it's pretty terrible.
Yeah.
But like, and then he's just talking to Michelle Williams, and then he's like,
that was
in his head.
Yeah, he goes, we're gonna get her back.
Yeah, she has no idea that we're gonna win her back or something like that.
Yeah, and she knew that he was in there. Which
she's like, wait a minute, is Venom in you? But like without asking.
Yeah. It didn't really occur to me at the time because I just never thought he was gonna leave him anyways. So I mean, like, I didn't believe that he was like gone. I was like, well, okay, I guess they're not making a sequel then, huh?
Yeah, I was wondering. I was like, oh, is this just their way of being like, yeah, we're just one and done?
Yeah, I didn't really believe that, so like it didn't occur to me when I was like, oh yeah, of course he's back in him.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. It doesn't like really matters. I was just like, oh, it's weird that we don't even get an explanation. Like, what was the point of having him say goodbye, Eddie Brock? Like,
because he did say fire would kill him.
Yeah. So it was just, I just felt like there's...
Which makes you wonder if maybe the other one's not dead because it blew up.
That's what I was wondering, too, because, like, what's stopping the other guy from not dying? Yeah. Other than probably Riz Ahmed's dead, so Riot would probably be in somewhere else. But,
yeah.
I don't know, I thought that was weird. And then, for some reason, the second end credit scene is...
Spider-Man?
Like a 2-minute clip from Into the Spider-Verse, which I want to see that movie, but it almost annoyed me that it was that, because I was, like, expecting something Venom's. Like, if Venom's not in that movie now, I just feel like that's weird.
Yeah, I agree that it's kind of weird, but I didn't have a problem with it. Like, I wanted to see more of that because I'm kind of on the fence with that, but I think I want to go see that.
Yeah, I want to. I was expecting the whole time, like, oh, Tom Hardy's gonna pop up here, and then by the time they're just like hanging from the train, I was like, oh, I guess he's not.
I can't imagine them not having Venom in it. They have fucking Spider-Ham.
Spider-Ham. Yeah, exactly. And that would be interesting if they like
Which, by the way, is what sold me on going to see it.
do the villains as like movies and then do animated stuff and kind of slip them into each other.
Yeah.
That would kind of make, and then you kind of get away with doing Spider-Man and Venom in like their own universe without kind of fucking things up because it's
I
animated
mean, it
and
does
whatnot.
say in another Spideyverse or whatever.
Yeah,
when
and
it
it,
starts out.
meanwhile in another universe, yeah. Which that's what
Did
also
they say universe or Spideyverse?
it might have said Spider-Verse
Yeah.
because like it is into the Spider-Verse. So that I was just kind of curious where they're gonna go with that and him in there. Like I feel like they probably put that in there for a reason.
Yeah, it's called Sony.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I don't know. But I overall I enjoyed Venom and I think
liked
people
it.
should go see it.
I liked it.
Like if if they like tomorrow they announce Venom 2, I'll be like okay cool I'll go see that.
Yeah, I think I'd be more excited for Venom 2 because I would think that they don't have to show fucking Batman's parents die this time.
Yeah, I think this is one of the cases where the sequel I think will definitely be better.
Yeah.
Now the real question is the next movie they're doing is Morbius,
No.
the Living Vampire,
Oh, yeah.
with Jared Leto. Are you gonna go see that since you've seen what they've done with
I
this?
mean, you usually drag me to all this shit.
So is that a yeah or like are you more interested in that now seeing what they've done with
Are
this
you
film?
gonna tell the guy at AMC when we leave good night?
Maybe we'll go in the morning and I'll say good morning.
That's not the same as good night.
Yeah, no, it's not as intimate, huh?
No, not even close.
Yeah,
What's
'cause
you put out a poll. What's that?
oh yeah, I should check. We put out a poll on Twitter, like what are people's thoughts on the movie, and I think it was like great, fun, okay, and terrible.
I voted for fun.
I voted for great,
Great?
just because I got out of the things
'Cause you're
there.
a fucking
I thought
kiss-ass?
it was a little more than fun. But
Well, I didn't have an option between fun and great.
yeah, I didn't need that, so I just voted great. 46% said great, 31% said fun, 8% said okay, and 15% said terrible. There's 13 votes, so it was a pretty popular poll. We're on the top of the charts with that poll. right there.
13?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's about how many dicks you've had in your mouth tonight.
13, huh?
Any last thoughts on Venom before we start reading our
Before we say good night?
no, before we start reading advice? We got to come up with a better name for this advice column part, by the way, too.
This is all you, dog. Is it recording?
No, I was just curious how long we've been going for.
Yeah.
33 minutes if you were
I
interested.
wonder I'm tired.
Any last thoughts on Venom?
No, I do realize how much I do like Tom Hardy. He's like
Yeah, he was really good, and I really
he's
liked
probably this is really gonna piss you off. He's probably in like my top 5 of actors,
him. Mm-hmm.
and yet I don't like Mad Max.
You liked the one he's in, though.
It was
You-
alright.
It's not just all right. You watched it, and you liked it. You enjoyed it. You told me it was good.
Well, now you're just like stretching shit. I watched it and I said it was alright.
I think you're just trying to say Mad Max is not a great movie because you know I love that movie.
No, it's just so stupid.
It's not stupid. It's one of the best movies of all time.
It's like, hey, let's drive in the desert and put people in front of our cars, and then okay, now we're gonna drive somewhere else, and let's play guitar on a fucking rig.
Mad Max is one of the best movies.
Oh, hey, let's blow someone up too.
Fuck you. Let's read some advice.
Okay.
Before we go into the advice, what should be a good name for this?
I don't fucking know.
Comment down below what you think would be a good name for this segment. If you don't know what this segment is, we'll keep watching and
Yeah.
and then you'll know.
How about, hey, what's this?
Yeah, but it's time for hey, what's this? So this title is
Can we not have so much fucking sex?
There's no sex in this, I believe.
I don't know what that means.
There's no sex in any of these, I believe.
How do you believe it?
I don't remember. There could be one that has sex
Didn't
in
you
it.
look them up today?
Yeah, but to my knowledge, as in my memory, there's no sex.
So there's probably sex in each one.
I need help with an evil neighbor. I tried to
Oh.
get like evil and kind of spooky stuff
Evil.
because
We have
it's
an evil neighbor. Neighbor?
evil neighbor. He's a little frog that jerks off.
Yeah. Don't tell that story.
I'm not out of context. You have no idea. Almost knocked over my Red Bull.
You're what?
My bad, but this man is the worst kind of person. We live behind him, and he's just awful. This man has poisoned our dog. He beat my dad with an axe handle.
What the fuck?
He poisons our lawn and has thrown dead rabbits in our yard.
Why does he have dead rabbits just laying around?
I don't know. He also has built a 2-story shed with a deck on it. Although, compared to the other things, I don't know why that's evil.
Probably because he looks
Oh,
over
never mind. Where he sits with binoculars and watches us. He knows when we leave the house. He knows when... He's like Santa Claus.
I was going to say, if you start singing a Christmas carol.
He knows when we leave the house, and he knows when we're home. We can't sell because everyone knows how awful he is, and no one will buy the house. I'm sure you could find some sucker into buying it.
Yeah.
Recently, he has set up alarms that go off whenever we step into our backyard. It is very high-pitched noise that just kills your ears. We've called the police, but as usual, they won't do a thing. We don't know what to do anymore. The police won't help, and the situation just keeps getting worse. I have no doubt in my mind that this man will murder us one day. Does anyone have any advice on the ways we could finally put a stop to this? Update.
Oh, boy.
My neighbors have really taken the alarm seriously, and they called the zoning board. And some detectives in our area from the zoning board have really been awesome. He said that he can't get rid of the alarm himself, but he can call the right people to do the job.
He has an alarm in someone else's house?
No, it's in his shed. It's in his deck thing that he made. 2-story deck shed.
Yeah,
and,
deck shed.
And it goes off when they go in their backyard.
How?
I don't know. It detects them.
How?
I don't know. Why
That doesn't make any sense.
It just sees them. It's like you know those lights that go off by movement. I think it just goes off by movement. It's like rah, rah, rah.
You know what I do? BB gun.
It's weird that you tell all your neighbors that, you know, this man's he's poisoned my dog, he's throwing dead rabbits, he beat my dad with an axe handle.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, you know, neighbors be neighbors. But then he has an alarm that upsets them in their house, and they're like, we have to put a fucking stop to this.
You know, but what are they doing?
Yeah, that's what I was curious about.
Because, I mean, why is he watching them?
Maybe they have anal sex Thursdays every night.
Maybe.
It started off on just Thursday, and then, you know,
They
of
told you
course,
there'd be sex in this.
of course, they have to move it on to anal sex Friday, and it just goes on from there. And then the guy is just watching, and then he wants an alarm when they go in the backyard.
See, he doesn't want to miss it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
Just moving. He's like, oh, fuck, they're fucking.
So, I mean, if there's a guy behind my house
Mm-hmm.
up on a deck watching me, I'm throwing rocks at him. I'm shooting him with a BB gun. I'm doing
Well, you
something.
can't shoot him, because then you might go arrested.
I might go arrested? What does that mean?
Tried to say get
She
arrested.
just said the cops can't do anything. If they can't do anything to him, they
That's
can't
true.
do anything to me.
Now you're gonna,
I win.
now you're gonna start like a riot.
No, I mean, fuck that. And if you get beat by an axe handle, then fucking he wins. Too bad. The guy's smarter than you. I mean, right?
Yeah.
I mean, what did you do? Go over there and go, hey, your shit's too high. And then he just, get the fuck out of here. Bam! Right? Here,
Yeah. I don't.
have a dead rabbit.
It-
It's a weird story.
It seems something like out of a movie.
They're just as weird as he is because they're taking it.
Or they're just really big. Like, what if
Are
they're?
you just gonna call them pussies?
Yeah.
Wow.
What's the neighbor in The Simpsons?
I don't know.
What's his name?
Smithers?
Something like that. No, Mr. Smithers is like the work dude. Whatever. What if there's like
I don't
they're
know.
pussy neighbors, and what if they're like civilized people and they don't like to cause violence, and then they're getting beat with axe handles, and they're fucking.
Why did they get beat? Did they go over there?
They didn't.
I find out.
I don't have any information for you that you're asking, so I can't tell you. If they're watching this, what would you tell them?
Don't be such a pussy. Get a BB gun and shoot the fucking guy's lights out.
Okay, I recommend not taking his advice for that specific.
I mean,
point.
really? Oh, he's shining a light over here. Not anymore. I mean,
See, the weird thing is too is like people are like, "Oh, Nick's being funny," but you really would do this, and I know you would
what
because
is
you
that?
shot out our neighbor's sunroof.
It wasn't a
It's
sunroof.
not sunroof,
It was a solar panel.
solar panel.
That was an accident.
Yeah, because you're trying to shoot a pigeon
Yeah.
and you missed,
I didn't miss the
and then
pigeon
you
was-
said, "Well, time to go inside."
it was time to go inside.
This next one is called "My Little Sister Fully Believes She's a Corrupted Angel." She's 14 ever since she was 6,
She's 14.
and she believes she's a corrupted angel.
Okay, she's a fucking moron.
Well, you don't even know the half of it. She's 14 ever since she was 6. She talked about this world that everyone brushed off as the little kid's imagination. That world has gotten worse and more real to her, to the point where it's getting scary. I've talked to her about it before, but this time it felt different. She told me about this world. In this world, she's a corrupted angel named Trifang. I didn't mean to call her fag. Trifang. She told me that she is immortal and that she will spend eternity in limbo. She told me that she opens doors for non-Christians to get into heaven. She told me all the times she went through being a mermaid, a vampire, etc., and that she was getting reality and her paradox mixed up, and that she really was those things but in different worlds.
Cuckoo.
Oh yeah, she said when she was asking, the sister was asking her about this. She was looking at her and she was like, freaked out because she thought that the answers, whatever she said, was gonna fuck up those parallel worlds where she's a vampire and a mermaid and all that. And yeah, it just gets weird around where she just fully believes that she is a corrupted angel, and in different universes she's.
Has she been playing the Devil May Cry too much?
Yeah, I don't know. Can you imagine if you had a 6-year-old and she said that, and then the girl's 14 years old and still believes that stuff?
Yeah, okay, no more video games.
And like one of her friends told her that like you're a schizophrenic, and she got pissed off and left the person and like started saying like curses in her head and stuff.
She is a schizophrenic. She's got a point. Like, who's a mermaid and a vampire?
Oh, that's where you draw the line?
Yeah, you can't be both.
Yeah, I can't imagine being around someone that's like,
Does that mean you can't?
I open
you can
doors for
only swim in the dark?
non-Christian. Oh, I never thought of. No, she wasn't a mermaid vampire. In one world, she's a vampire.
I get
one
that.
world, she's a mermaid. But if worlds collide.
So in that one world where she's a mermaid and she's just swimming along, right?
Yeah.
What's the vampire doing in that other world currently?
But probably eating people. I don't know.
But
it's probably frozen still, like Blair Witching into a wall or something.
Yeah. See, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they were past lives that they're not.
You know what they should do?
What?
Put one of those little jackets on her that go like
Oh,
this.
and then she can't move.
Yeah.
No, because then she'll
put
just
her in the corner.
Then she'll just jump into her mermaid world or something.
Fine. Well, then at least we'll know what that fucking person's doing right there.
Like, you know what I don't like about this segment?
What?
Is that I tell you the things, and then you ask me questions that I have absolutely no answer to.
I mean, they're your fucking questions.
Yeah. I only did 4 this week because they're kind of long, and we talked about Venom and all that. This one I picked specifically for you. You can explain why after I read it if you get it.
Oh. If I get it. Ooh, is that a challenge?
Yeah. The title is, How Do I Get This Crow to Stop Bullying Me?
Is this a bird joke?
Yeah.
Wow. All right, fucker.
I made the mistake of feeding a crow 5 weeks ago, and it had been tapping against my window at my office pretty much every day. This morning it tried to fly into a partially open window and get me. I feel like this is you talking. I obviously don't want to kill it, because if the other crows see it, they'll probably start bullying me too, which is probably not the only reason why you shouldn't kill a crow. Just because the other crows might see you killing a crow.
No, fuck that. If the bird's trying to get you, you kill it.
I don't want to antagonize it in case this gets mean. Please help. Update. I thought I should update this because it'll help someone else in the future. She's talking directly to you. Haven't seen the crow for a few days now. Last couple of times the crows visited, I held up my hands and shook my head sheepishly. And I haven't seen the crow in days, and I'm kind of lonely now.
Oh, so the crow is like,
Yeah.
all right, fuck you then.
By the end of that, and she's like, and now I'm lonely. I miss the crow.
First of all, why the fuck did she feed the thing in the first place?
She just had some bread or something, and here you go.
You don't feed fucking birds.
I feel like the crow got with the other crows, and that she hasn't seen it in a while, and they're planning, and they're just going to swarm her window.
Has she ever seen birds?
No, but she has seen the crow.
It's not the same thing.
Would make more sense.
No. So you think birds attacking is funny?
Do you want to explain why that's funny?
Not really.
You don't?
I mean, I can.
I mean, you fucking told people I said goodnight to a man at AMC.
Okay, so I simply was walking.
Simply.
Getting my steps, so to speak, with my Fitbit. And I was by your grade school.
Yeah.
Which was a long time ago when you went there. You actually went to that school, right?
Yeah, grade school.
Yeah. I mean, you, went to class and stuff.
Except for speech.
Yeah, good move there. So then, you're such a dumbass. So then, I'm walking by, and a fucking bird fucking dive bombs me. You all right? And it flew at me. I was like, what the fuck? And I don't know what kind of bird it is. I don't like birds.
Could have been a crow, and that's related.
It wasn't a crow. It wasn't a fucking big black bird. It was like a fucking little brown piece of shit. So it dive bombs me, and I'm like, what the fuck? And you stupid. I had headphones on, and I'm like, and it's up in his tree doing bird shit. You know what I mean? So, so then I walk. There's a pattern that I would walk, and then so about half hour later, I come down, and the motherfucker did it again. So now I know it's after me because I had that Live Strong. Maybe it just didn't like Lance Armstrong.
Maybe, yeah.
That Live Strong sweatshirt on with a red.
Didn't that happen
I'm not done. Yeah, so like a week later, I do it again, and it fucking hit like the back of my shoulder. I almost drove up there with a BB gun.
And then you realize you're being in front of a grade
Yeah,
school,
a grade
an
school.
elementary school with a BB gun.
Yeah.
Going, get the fuck out of here, bird! And then you look crazy, and then you be the schizophrenic.
Yeah. I thought that through.
You probably were in front of the school with the gun when you thought that through.
No, I didn't leave the house, but I thought about it. So then, it was at least 6 months, probably a year later, the fucking same thing happened to me again.
Yeah, that's amazing.
It's bullshit.
What's weird is in between that.
Like, don't birds die? Like, what the fuck? Where's it just waiting for me?
Yeah, he's after you. It's like your dark angel. But
Fuck
in
him.
between that, Mom was putting like getting Christmas stuff out, and all the doors were open, and I was washing dishes, and all of a sudden
You were washing dishes?
I see stuff like ruffling in because there's like a window in front of the kitchen sink
Okay.
with a little shade thing there, and I was like, what the fuck is that? And I move it, and a bird flies out my head, and I duck, and I chase him outside the house, and I jump into the backyard, and they're like, Taylor and Mom are like, what the fuck's happening? And the bird flies out behind me and leaves, and I was like, I think it thought I was Dad for a second, and it was like all confused, and then it left.
So, you got attacked by a bird, but you blamed me?
Yeah, it was clearly just after you and didn't want
I
anything
mean,
to do with me.
maybe.
He's
It
like,
was-
isn't it Nick? Oh, no, that's not Nick.
I do have a bit of a, like, phobia now when I walk
What if
by.
a bird had lightning powers? Would you just shit your pants and like
Yeah.
Cry?
Probably. I have killed a lot of birds in my lifetime. So maybe, like,
yeah?
they talk.
Literally, I would get a different text from you like almost every day when you were driving Mom to work that you had a bird with your car.
That's not my fault, though.
Well, I was gonna say it's not your fault. They flew into your car,
Yeah, but
but
like,
I think this bird could smell on you.
it's almost like they're magnets, and they, like, would just...
Fly into cars.
Yeah, you're like... And what I never understood... Because I drove pretty far to get her.
Yeah.
Like, it was a half-hour drive there and back, and going, like, 70 miles an hour on the road. But what I never understood is, it's a bird. Why didn't it just fly, like,
A
that
little
much
bit
higher?
up. Yeah.
That's what I never understood. Then you just hear the... whoop. Oh, we killed another bird. Never understood that.
Maybe you hit one, the last one you hit, and you didn't fully kill it, and it was on the side of the road.
It was like, go get it.
And this was like
Tweet,
its origin story, and someone like helped it and got together, and it was tracking you down, and it landed in Constitution Elementary. I had said the name. Hopefully that doesn't matter. And the bird flies back and hits you, and it's the last bird you hit.
The bird that hit me was pissed, too. And I was looking at him like, what the fuck, dude?
And he's like, "Ah, motherfucker, car!"
Yeah, it's... I almost, like, walked by with a bat or something, because I could hit a bird with a
It
bat.
hasn't hit you in a while. Do you think he's passed?
Yeah, I think he did. I mean, how long do birds live?
I don't know. Well, maybe.
Maybe
Alexa, how long do birds live?
Bird's average lifespan is 3 years.
Oh, it's dead. Fuck him.
Thanks,
Piece of-
Alexa.
Piece of shit.
This next one is caught someone breaking into my car. She left her ID behind. See, sex and all these, motherfucker. I added one in
You
there.
added anal in the first one.
But that doesn't count. They didn't write anal.
Counts for me.
I added the anal. Early this morning, I heard some weird noises through my window, so I look out and there is someone inside my car rustling around. I sigh, put my pants on. Would you take the time to put pants on if someone's breaking into your car?
Yes.
I think I'd just run out there with my undies and be like, I said undies, not panties, fuckers. And be like, hey, get out of my car, you piece of shit.
Whose underwear do I have on here? I wear panties.
So I sigh and put some pants on, and then I go out there with a flashlight. So she had to find a flashlight, too.
Why is everyone a she?
Oh, I don't know. I just assumed. I guess I shouldn't.
Okay.
It goes out there with a flashlight, shine it in her face, and say something like, get the fuck out of my car. She shouts, oh shit, and pops up so fast, hits her head on the ceiling, stumbles out, dropping a bunch of my shit on the way out. She's sprinting away. She didn't take anything. She just wanted to eat.
Eat?
I don't know how this person knows that. I'm chasing her, screaming.
What, you have donuts in her car?
I'm screaming along the line of something. Bitch, if you want to eat, I'll feed you. Drop my shit. And
she just said
she's
got
like, I don't keep delicious nachos in my back seat. You see, I feel like this isn't real. Then I spot something else she dropped. A Best Buy corporate ID with her face on it. The idiot dropped her work ID. I filed a police report, and the cops have her ID now. But I took down her name. Oh, she's gonna go like all vigilante on her ass. Basically, I want to know if it would be completely inappropriate to call up her boss at Best Buy corporate HQ and let them know what's up, or at least know that she's not going to have her ID for a couple of days. Any insight is appreciated. thinks.
She wants to call her boss?
She wants to call the lady's boss that dropped the ID.
That's
And-
the
and-
dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Why?
What does that do?
Well, and just be like, your worker was fucking in my car trying to find nachos. You piece of shit.
Did she like look at him and like, yeah, that's her. Like, what if she stole that ID?
That's true. What if she's pretending to be this lady from Best Buy that breaks into cars?
Does Best Buy not pay well? Why do you have to break
It's
into
a
car?
Best Buy corporate person too.
Yeah,
You think that pay pretty
Just
well?
looking for some food, looking for
Yeah.
nachos in the back of.
I still don't know why she assumed the lady was hungry,
Maybe she was chewing on her like fucking.
like a CD or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That
She's like Lady Gaga.
that story is just very odd.
Yeah. Well, and then she runs away.
Yeah,
I would have gotten in my car and followed her.
but she followed her. She or he followed her on foot.
Yeah, I was like, fuck this car bullshit. I'm just gonna.
I feel like if I had the person's name, I'd want to like go to their house and see what they're up to.
Well, yeah, Google them or like.
Yeah, I wouldn't tell their boss. I'd
I'm not gonna be
bring
like,
it into my own
"Hey,
hands.
Can you fire them?
I'd start leaving like post-it notes on their door every night, or like maybe break into their house and leave like a post-it note inside or something to freak
Oh,
them
so
out.
you'd break in.
I'd start like messing with them.
I could see messing with them, but I'm not telling their boss that they broke into my car. I don't know what that would prove.
Yeah, other than maybe get her fired and just get payback. But
Well,
I
they
don't know-
probably
I
the
don't know if
person
that
probably
even-
say this lady's fucking crazy, or this person, since you just assumed it was.
No,
a
the
lady.
person that broke in is a she.
No, but
Oh, the person that called in is
Yeah.
fucking crazy. Well, she did file a police report, so you think they'd be proof.
yeah, but I mean, she's gonna bring the police report down too to the boss.
Yeah, I don't know.
This
how.
seems like a lot of work. Fuck
Yeah.
that. That's too much work.
I mean, at least your card.
She had her chance when she fucking flashed the flashlight and said, "Hey, get the fuck out of my car."
Yeah. What's
Mm.
weird is like you'd think like you just walk up straight to them, not like to the other door or something or whatever. I think you go, hey, what are you doing?
Yeah, I mean,
Need any help?
or call the police then.
What she should have done, snuck up behind the lady and go, oh, we're breaking into a car, and got in good with the lady, and they could have both stole stuff, followed her back to her house, be like, that's my car, by the way, and then you like murder her in her home or something.
Wow, murder over a
Lady Gaga CD?
wow.
Or something, like you just follow her back, like kind of getting good with her, then you become maybe good friends with the lady.
What if you
And
start
like-
to like
and
her
like
and you guys start going on a
Fo-
robbing
4
spree?
years down the line, you're like, I gotta tell you something. That first car we broke into, that was my car. And then he's like, oh, I had a feeling.
That's the dumbest story I've ever heard.
Well, on that note, thanks for watching Unearthly Duo. Comment down below if you saw Venom, what you thought about it, and also if you have a name for this topic, because we don't.
Yeah, it was your idea. That's all I got to say.
You don't have any suggestions?
No, I really
Oh,
don't.
Well, he's a lot of help. What a fun fucking co-host you are.
Am I a co-host?
Yeah,
I was.
you've been demoted. We were both hosts. Now you're just a co-host.
I'm okay with that.
Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, rate, review on iTunes. Go check out Random Lemmings we do every week. Talk about Game of Thrones. And he has a podcast with Hess. They talk about sports or something. I don't know. And I'll see you guys next week.
Good night.
Fuck you.
I'm throwing rocks at him. I'm shooting him with a BB gun.